Over there is Dustin Ferris and Jeff Colvin. And we're on the core overload team. I believe the last time you guys saw this was at the midterm, which was just after our game's midterm milestone. At that point, we just pretty much had the very basics of the game working. You could get in, you can move around and shoot. Since then, we've worked on getting all of our systems in, getting the whole game in, getting it nice and polished. And I don't want to go showing too much because we have to show some of this again on Thursday and next Wednesday for demo day. But I'll kick through some of the non-network stuff quickly.
Three-person team is overwhelming. Fantastic.
Oh yeah, so we have a lot more than 3 people actually. We've got closer to 17 engineers on the team. Some of them working on scripting and art, others working on in-depth networking. For the networking, there's about 6 of us working on it, going through and improving things. So the screen I have up right here is where we start the ship editor. So like many of the other games in here today, we have a space shooter game. So the premise of this game is that your ships can be customized by putting them together. So I can just step through the editor and pick different chassis, wings, weapons, etc. for my ship, and kind of really just customize it however I want it to. And now we also have multiple ship layouts that are saved, and we have some default template ships for people to pick from, so we can flip through these. There's somewhere around 3,000 ship combinations now officially, and that's about where we're going to hold for demo day. So from here, I can kick into launching a server, which I'm just going to do locally. Dustin and Jeff should be able to connect now. Let me know if you guys can. So when we load in, we're first presented to choose which ship we want to play with for this round. So I'm just going to, let's go with the surprise artist. So this loads us in. Now we're in the network play environment. You can already see one of them flying around down there. They're coming up to my base. I think they're on the other team.
Yeah, that's
Oh no, okay. Oh, because he just loaded in. So a lot of stuff has changed in here since the midterm. We've got a lot of our pipeline finalized. This is all of our own art and assets now. It makes the game look really nice. The networking is continued from midterm. So on top of just the movement and the simulated client server model, we began implementing all these other systems for the game. For example, these ability systems. So like you'll notice up here I can do a dash now. And I believe that gets replicated when you can't see on the clients right now. We have a whole ability system down here, so you notice we have these tooltips set up. We're just finalizing this. So all the parts have abilities associated with them, and you get the abilities for the parts that are currently on your ship, and that determines what you can and can't use. If you lose a part, you lose access to those stats and those abilities, and it affects you. So up here, this ship has fairly basic abilities. It can summon a bunch of turrets that you'll see are going to start shooting at enemies. That's its overload. Overloads are like our ultimate abilities. That little blue bar in the corner fills up and allows us to have access to them. I think that's all this ship gets mostly. The flamethrower is an incredibly powerful weapon, so we don't put too much on there with it. But I can hop in and try changing ships to something more interesting. So we have a lot of challenges to overcome on the networking side, doing all these abilities. Since the abilities have lots of different behavior, we have to make sure they all replicate properly. The ship I'm about to show you actually has a mini teleport, similar to Blink, where it just kind of hops to another spot, and that does network collision detection for where it's hopping to, because you can hop over and through objects as long as you're finishing in some place where your ship isn't going to collide. So let's see if they've been working on it. Yeah, I can jump through the tip of that rock there and kind of cut around the corner, and I think I can jump through this wall up here. Yep. So that's all networked, replicated, and then the other big system we've been working on is this buff debuff system. See, this ship doesn't have one. We switch ships again. So to go with the abilities, we've been kind of modeling in the League of Legends style. So I'm not sure which of these has a good ability off the modeling this flexible system for abilities and buffs and debuffs. So there's a lot of information we need to send to the clients. They need to know what abilities they have. For demo day, we're going to show them what their abilities do, what parts they're associated with, just lots of usability. All that gets pulled from the server based on the information the ships have. And then the other thing is this buff debuff system, which is supposed to show us exactly this condition that the ships are in. This one doesn't have one either. May hold off on that one later then if I can't find one that has. This, I'm not normally supposed to bring up that screen there. That appears when you die, just to allow you to switch your layouts and stuff. So,
Servers in ISI?
yeah, we're running off the local one right now because they're doing play tests off the ISI servers. So
Okay.
we don't want different builds. Oh yeah, so the entire game is objective based now. You'll notice we have these projected textures that kind of point you in the right direction to here. This is a capture point. Now I've sat here, it's turned red, which means it's getting points from my team up top. That's ultimately how you win the game. I think we collect 5,000 or 10,000 points at the moment.
Grab the flag.
Is it up here?
What's that
Yeah, it's
C
on the
with
bottom.
the arrows?
Oh, so the arrow is like in the corner, or
You went over things, arrows.
That's the.
oh, that's just pointing you. It's directions across the map, and then we have other little things that we're replicating the client. Let me go grab the flag. We have a directional HUD system. Flag's down here, right? So if I grab the flag, it tells me which direction I should go to get back to my base with it. And we started experimenting with that too and replicating it across the network. So if you notice on the mini map, in the lower left corner, we can show ships moving around the player's ship. We can show pointers to the major objectives and who controls them. And then eventually we're going to overlay the regular map on that, and it's going to give you this nice RTS style mini map that you'll be able to see what's going on. But that's mostly it for the networking side of things. We've tested it with about 10 or 11 people at the maximum, I think, and the server starts stressing a little bit under that. But we have a whole semester to basically work that out. Other than that, all the networking functionality is implemented. The game is pretty much there. It's up to the designers now. That's about it. If anyone wants to play or help us play test or anything, let me know. We're going to start getting downloads for this out as soon as possible.
Thank you.